I've built many of Tamiya's 1/20th scale... God, up already. I've built many of Tamiya's 1/20th scale Formula 1 kits, but it's now 20 or 30 years ago that most of these ones were built. How do these old models stand up to the test of time? And how were my skills back then compared to now? Let's take a look at one of my favourites, this iconic kit of the Williams FW07. This kit was released in 1980, and I'd have bought and built this one somewhere in the mid to maybe late 80s. I'm pretty sure this was the first model I ever used Tamiya's rattle can paint on. There's no primer or any other preparation, just straight over the plastic. Now, the big thing with this is the decals have got some yellowing or some browning even, just over the years of sitting in the display cabinet, not in the direct sunlight at all. In fact, the cabinet's normally in the dark, but the decals have obviously deteriorated. All of this green is the original kit decal as well. It's not painted at all. The vents here are plated, and the front wing is painted with a Tamiya chrome silver pen from memory. A lot of yellowing in this decal on the side here, in fact all of them. Tyres feel a bit harder, although they're still flexible. And underneath the tunnels, Cosworth engine. But the bodies lift off now. In real life there was separate pieces, but this all comes off pretty much in one piece. I didn't paint anything underneath, it's just the plastic. The intake trumpets and the exhaust protections hand painted. The monocoque is rattle can, so all of the silver on the main chassis is with a rattle can. The seat hand painted in a matte green, and the seat belts are pieces of tape because this kit never included seat belts, and the buckles are just hand painted. Nice detail on the Cosworth engine and Hewland gearbox as well, and plenty of scope for further detailing as well if you wanted to go down that path. But this is all pretty much as supplied in the kit as far as spark plug leads and a few oil lines. Again, I haven't painted the insides of the bodywork here. Something that could be improved with this is, it's a bit hard to see here, but up, if they're going to get in focus, on the insides of the side pods that should be hollow, and it's blanked off, so you could cut that out and put some more detail in. Oil cooler, rear suspension and exhaust, I think are all really well done by Tamiya. Steerable, posable front wheels, but not connected to the steering wheel. The model does include rear springs, but not working suspension. The very first 120 scale Tamiya kit I ever built was a Williams FW07, but it wasn't this one. This is actually the second one I've built. The first was this, sometime in the early 1980s. And it's all fallen apart now. Now, this green here was hand painted with enamel green paint. Brush painted, I mean. Because the decal, I wrecked the decals, basically. There's a few decals back in here, but yeah, I mean, they're all fall apart. I didn't have the right paints to fix them up. This model has been severely damaged, obviously. And it's just hand painted with a water-based silvery colour. The bits that were painted, at least, a lot of this is original kit colour. Must have had some darker colour for the gearbox and engine. And the black looked like it's been painted as well. But that was the very first 1/20th scale Tamiya kit that I built many years ago. And I'd like to think I'd like to think I can do a better job now. Tamiya's kits back then I thought were really great, and I mean they're still great, but I guess it's the way Formula 1 is now. There's less scope for all of that engine detail. Side pod here, and again the decals, they're crumbling. Glue has not taken properly for whatever reason. this is starting to perish. Hand-painted lettering. Driver figure. And somehow I've got some decals to go around a corner. That was Alan Jones. Another side pod and skirt. And there's some decals here. These are ones that I didn't use because I couldn't... Well, what's left of them anyway. And just as far as the instructions are concerned, Tamiya at the time had photographs of the build to compare yours against. And I mean, you can download PDF versions of this off the internet. In fact, I'll put a link to the ScaleMates entry for this model, and there's instructions on there you can download if you ever need them. And the kit had two different markings, the 1979 and also the opening couple of races of 1980 before the 07B, the full spec B version at least, come on stream. Clearly I lacked the skills and technique back then, but this second build was only a couple of years later and it's so much better. But I'd love to do it again, add some extra detail and see what I could achieve today. I know this is still around on the second-hand market, but the decals are going to be shot, and unless it's an unopened kit, you really don't know what's missing and what you're going to get. Fingers crossed it might get re-released one day. It wouldn't be too much of a retool for Tamiya to create an entirely new kit of this, of what I'd guess to be a more popular car, the 1980 World Championship version FW07B. If you want to see more of my old builds, and there's quite a few to choose from, let me know in the comments. Meantime, I better get back to actually building stuff for the next video. Until then, cheers. For f***ing sake, where's the piece gone?